Coming in, you guys, it is day number 82 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. I've been getting into a nice cold ice bath every single day all throughout the year 2022. Here it is. All that big, beautiful, old pieces of ice just constantly makes new ice. Literally every single day I'm getting brand new ice in the Morozco Forge. So this is a company that makes a big trough, as you can see it, and they actually have components of like an ice machine and freezer, and they came up with a technology that allows them to have it make its own ice. And so all of this ice that you see in there, this was all created by the Morozco Forge, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. And then it filtrates it. I got a little button here that I can press, and you'll hear it makes a little bit of a grinding sound. And then down there is like a little sucking, it like sucks through a little filter. I can clean the filter off every once in a while, and you'll see the bubbles coming up. So that's where it's sucking the water through, and it distributes it back through and discharges it back into there. So that's pretty cool. A neat little gizmo. All right, so day number 82, getting into an ice bath. Let's see what the temperature is today in the water. 32.1 degrees Fahrenheit today. Linda says, first time I've been able to watch a live in a while. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're able to be here. I do go live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So those of you watching this on the replay, always, I go live at 5 p.m. Eastern time every single day. Unless I tell you I'm going to go another time, I typically go at this time. All right, so I want to talk about a topic here today related to the Spartans. And you might be like, what does Spartans and ice baths have to do with one another? Well, just you wait. There's an interesting little connection between cold therapy and Spartans that you'll find very, very interesting. All right, let's tilt this down so you can see all the fun. See, who wants to jump in that ice bath? You know you want to get in there. 5 minutes on the clock, you guys. And here we go. There's been so much ice lately. Oh, so much ice. I mean, it's like gobs of ice. It's so much ice, it just goes in every nook and cranny of my body. Ow! I'm struggling a little bit more today to get calm because all the ice around me is pushing down so hard on top of me. This is a lot of ice in here. I would say over half of the tub is ice. Usually it's about 90% water and then the ice on top. But this ice is so voluminous in here it's actually pressing down pretty heavy on top of my body. So I'm having a little bit of trouble catching my breath today because of that. It's almost weighing me down a little bit. So, but I am hot because I tested my temperature about 45 minutes ago, 99.7 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm still getting that big time response of my body temperature rising in response to this ice bath. So that's really interesting. But let's get to the Spartan connection. So those of you that have seen the movie 300, you know all about the Spartan warriors. And I started doing some research on Spartan warriors, and I came across this axiom as part of who they are. Did you know Spartan warriors thought men who bathed themselves in hot water were weak and inferior? And that Spartan warriors, get this, took cold showers and dipped into cold, frigid temperatures during the wintertime into like bodies of water that had ice in them. So how about that? And the reason they did that was they considered the cold water a strengthening mechanism. And I can tell you from a mental perspective, totally agree. And they probably got us some of the physical benefits of cold therapy. Being warriors, this helps with recovery and muscle growth and muscle recovery. It's really fascinating how they figured it out long before we had science about cold therapy. They were big believers in cold. So how's that for a factoid today? That this is basically making yourself into a Spartan warrior. Arrgh! I do my scream at the end. So I'm kind of a Spartan warrior. Let me go below the water now if I can. That was a hell of a lot of ice, you guys. Oh my goodness. Woo. Those that don't think this thing makes ice, they don't know. That thing makes a hell of a lot of ice. It's a lot of ice. So much ice. But how about that? Want to be a Spartan warrior? You got to get used to the cold. And that makes sense. The cold is something that's hard. And when you do hard things, it makes you able to do other hard things. And so I'm sure part of the Spartan philosophy of being a Spartan warrior is, hey, we're going to do hard things because we want to overcome things and be better. And so that doesn't surprise me that this was a part of the practices of Spartan warriors, was getting into cold, getting exposed to cold. And that's what I've been doing every day now, 82 days in a row. So, day 82, for those of you that just came in, of doing this 5-minute ice bath challenge. I've been getting into 32-degree temperature water. Today it was 32.1 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's been amazing to do these ice baths every single day like clockwork. All right, let's see who all's here. Cooking Mood, Volleyball, Lockhart, Kira, TC Childers, Dawn, Linda, Don Chesco, For Health's Sake, Kat is here, Melissa's here, Quiz Manny is here, Wendy, Alicia, 128, Jagan, Gigi, Shira, Samuel, CM, Nutrient Dense Teas, Christy Carnivore is here. Marcus says, looks like you need to turn it down a little. Actually, I need to turn it up a little. I've had it down on 30 degrees Fahrenheit because I didn't like it. It was about 2 weeks ago where all the ice was melted in there. it was still very cold. I think it was like 32.8 degrees Fahrenheit, but there was no ice visible in it anymore. And I'm like, I don't like that. I like the visual of ice, but I think you're right. I think there's too much ice in there now. So it might be a prudent thing to go ahead and turn the temperature back up to say 35 until it like raises the temperature and melts some of that ice in there. But it is hard to navigate around in there when it's that much ice. But yeah, but it's fun. I like the challenge that comes from doing this. And I think the Spartans were on to something. Hello, Matthew. Welcome, welcome. I think the Spartans were on to something when they said the cold is kind of a secret to strength. Now, I don't agree that if you take hot showers, you're weak. That's kind of lame. Would never say that out loud. I'm just kidding. I still love my very hot showers. I still bathe in very hot showers. So, but doing these ice baths, doing the putting yourself into cold on purpose, it does do something for you strength-wise. And I'm talking mental strength. Physical strength, I mean, obviously, like I said, in the bath, if you work out, and I do at some point want to talk about the benefits of recovery of muscle, but at this point, I think it's so commonly known that the pro athletes, after they're done with their sport, like you'll see the NBA basketball players, when they're done with a game, how they recuperate is they go into a big thing of ice, a big ice bath. And so that's how they recuperate their muscles. So there will be a day, not yet, but there will be a day where I will flip my tire and I'll get very wore out from doing that. And as soon as I'm done with that workout, ostensibly I'll be hot and sweaty. I will go straight into the ice bath right after the workout. I want to see what that feels like, and then I'll report on like muscle recovery. So that's an experiment that I'll be doing down the road, not today, but it's something that I definitely want to do. Lori is here. The Dancing Carnivore is here. Daba is here. So yes, here on day 82, the thing I talked about was how Spartan warriors used cold therapy pretty regularly because they saw that it had powers to make you stronger. I like that. I like that idea. I like the concept that you do it for strength. And strength doesn't just mean, brutal strength from physicality. Strength could be mindset. And those Spartan warriors had such the mindset that they felt like they could literally accomplish anything and do anything. Really good little factoid about historical kind of uses of cold therapy. All right, you guys, so I am still at this, still doing it, still going strong. If you missed what I shared earlier, I tested my temperature before I got into the ice bath, 45 minutes before I started, and it was 99.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I've sent this out to various friends of mine in the health space. Literally none of them know what's going on. And I mean, these are like smart people in the kind of medical and biohacking world, and they don't have any idea why I'm seeing such huge temperatures. So 99.7 is what I had. So let's do it again and see what it is. I'm out of the ice bath now about 10 minutes, so my body temperature should be lower. See? 97.9 degrees Fahrenheit. So it dropped almost 2 full degrees being in that ice bath. So I got 97.9 now. It will probably, as I start warming up a little more, probably start to warm me up. Although I wonder, since I'm now starting to get this preemptive rise in my body temperature, I'm wondering if that warming up period is no longer needed because the warm up happens beforehand. Like right now, I'm not cold. My hands are all the way back. My toe is still a little bit numb, but not bad. The rest of my body is great. I'm not shivering. It's amazing. And has my body gotten so good at this that I'm not having the same issues that I had at the beginning? And this is just day 82. I got 365 days of this. Can you guys imagine? Am I going to be levitating by day 365? I had a friend that said that earlier. She was like, daily 5-minute 32-degree ice baths. Are you trying to like become superhuman? And I'm like, I think I kind of have a little bit in some ways. And it's nice. I like it. I like it a lot. It's pretty cool. Dancing Carnivore says, I need to get stronger. You are strong, my dear. Don't fool yourself. You are very strong. And I'm very proud of you for the strength that you have. So, but yes, cold therapy will help with that. And you do cold therapy. Carnivore Runner is here. Rosemary is here. So yes, you guys, so many interesting little things that I'm noticing all along the way of these ice baths. And I'm pretty happy with kind of the observations that I'm making, constantly like reassessing, okay, you know, And so I had a friend of mine in the nutritional health field who also has medical knowledge. She just wrote me right before I came on the air and she said, hey, so you get sleepy after you do the ice baths? I'm like, yeah. She said, have you thought about that being a detox response? And I was like, yeah, it was one of the things that kind of came across my mind that, okay, maybe I'm detoxing and some of the side effects of the detox is getting sleepy, but I'm doing them at 5 o'clock so that I'll go to bed and get a good night's sleep. And I do, I get good sleep. Last night, by the way, I did not get great sleep. I got over 3 hours combined REM and deep, but it wasn't my stellar sleep that I usually get, which is well over 4 hours. And the reason is it's been warmer lately. So last night, I think the temperature only got down to 65 degrees outside. So I'm going to have to crank up the air in here. Haven't cranked on the air since the fall. And so I'm going to have to crank on the air to get it cool enough in here, because the last thing I want to do with this ice bath, cooling my body down, is to then warm it back up in a warmer sleeping environment. So word to the wise, as the seasons change, don't forget, make your sleep environment cold or it will affect your sleep. Now, I've felt pretty good today, but I know that I do better when I get good restorative sleep of over 4 hours combined REM and deep. But what this friend was telling me is, okay, so if it's a detoxification thing that's making you sleepy, try taking some glutathione before you get in the ice bath. I'm like, okay, it's not a bad idea. I would also add to what she said, maybe a little activated charcoal. If it's a detoxification thing, a little activated charcoal or other kinds of binders in the system that I could take. So you take that kind of thing, and then obviously it would excrete any of those toxins that would be harming you or causing the sleepiness. It's definitely worth a shot to try. And so, again, not today, but I will be probably experimenting with one or both of those things for a period of time. And I'll let you know when I start taking the glutathione or if I start taking the activated charcoal. I've got some Bind. That's what it's called. Bind is the name brand of the activated charcoal. Be careful about buying activated charcoal from like a drugstore or like a vitamin store, because those aren't as clean. And so they literally are sucking in all the environmental everything around them. And so you won't be getting the detoxification that you want. So get a good quality brand like Bind, and you can't go wrong. Nutrient Dense Teas has a fire emoji with my with my warming up of the body. Bonnie is here, David is here, Bulletproof is here, Go Jimmy, Carrie is here. So yes, here on day number 82, still rocking it. Got in there, 32.1 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 minutes. And I was talking about how doing these is basically a habit that the Spartans did. The Spartan warriors, they knew just inherently. They didn't have any evidence. They didn't have any science that supported it. They just knew. They felt stronger. And it might have even been just a mental strength that they got stronger. Or even a thought that because they felt so good from the ice bath, from the cold exposure, from the cold shower, maybe what they experienced was the euphoria that comes from this. and the ability to do hard things. It's hard to quantify. All I know is I see what they mean because I do this all the time. And I can't imagine not doing it. All right, guys, if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube, thanks so much for watching, as well as on Facebook and, of course, here on Instagram. Go follow me over on Instagram, Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. And I will be going live at 5 p.m. every single day. Every single day I go live right here on camera, right here on Instagram. Dawn says, are you still doing your daily walks on camera? I don't do daily walks on camera. Number one, I do a lot of work with all my podcasts. I do 4 podcasts a week. I do regular social media all the time. I'm constantly making content on social media. I'm writing books behind the scenes. I'm writing on a book, or just finished a book, One Step Deeper Journal, The Foundations. I'm working on another one in that series. I've got a cold therapy book in the works as well. So I've got plenty of things, and I know I'm leaving things out. Oh, and the ice bath videos. And then on the weekends, to your question, Dawn, on the weekends, I do still do a walk and talk on the weekends. So I know I spoiled you guys in the fall when I did my Staybatical to 50. I went on video quite a bit, and I did all these walk and talk videos during the Staybatical to 50. And so, yes, I was doing quite a bit of walking and being on camera. It's one day a week now. Typically, it's Sundays at 11 a.m. That tends to work better for my schedule. 11 a.m. Eastern time on Sundays. And so go to my feed or go over on YouTube to my videos there, and you can see all the walk and talk videos. I'm constantly posting those. And in fact, I just posted a clip from this last Sunday's walk and talk. So if you'll go look on my Instagram feed. But yeah, I don't do that every day. Jimmy needs a little bit of a mental break because I do a lot of content. I probably make more content than any other creator that you know. There's nobody that makes as much content as I do. And it's just me. You know, I don't have a big team of people. I do have a guy that helps me make the graphics that you see, all the graphics for my stuff. And then I have a guy that's my producer of my podcast, but I do most of the production value. All he does is kind of throws it up on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher and all that for me. So I don't have this grand team. It's Jimmy. Jimmy's the team. So yeah. Thank you for that grace, because I want to do more, but I also know that I have a tendency to be a workaholic, and part of that is my trauma response is workaholic, and I used to find such value in the work that I do. So I know that about myself now, having done a lot of the internal work, and so I try to be purposeful in, yes, pumping out work, yes, doing things that have me passionate, but also being very careful to preserve this and not letting myself get caught up in working to find value. I have value beyond my work. The work just enhances the value that I already am. So, but thank you. Sundays, 11 a.m. Be there, be square. Mama Lentz is here. Colin is here. Poopy's Intuitive Weight Loss is here. Lisa is here. So thank you guys so much for joining. Appreciate you watching. And if you watch on the replay, a lot of you guys on YouTube watch the replay. And so thank you so much for all your comments. As always, leave a comment down there. If you have any questions, you have any comments about this, I'm always anxious to hear what you guys have to say. All right, let me pop off of here for now, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm not cold. And I've got a fan on. Look at that. I've got a fan on above me. You would think with my cold, wet body that I would have a fan blowing on me and I would be shivering. And I'm not shivering one bit. Not one bit. All right, guys, I'm out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.